Some of the loneliest people you know are not alone. They go to work, they attend church, they post pictures, they answer text messages, they sit in meetings, they sleep beside someone every night. And still, somewhere deep inside, they are asking, does anybody really know me? Welcome to Professor's Podium, big ideas in 9 minutes, where research meets real life. I'm Dr. Terrell Strayhorn, the People's Professor. And today, I want to talk about why you can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. We often confuse being alone with being lonely, but they are not the same. Being alone describes your physical condition. Loneliness describes your emotional experience. You can be alone and at peace. You can be surrounded and in pain. Solitude can restore you. Loneliness depletes you. Being alone means nobody's in the room. Being lonely means nobody in the room seems to see you, hear you, or reach you. That is why a packed calendar cannot cure loneliness. A large following cannot cure loneliness. Another meeting, another date, another party, or another group chat cannot cure loneliness when what your soul is missing is meaningful connection. Loneliness is not merely about the number of people around you. It's about the distance between the relationships you have and the relationships you need. And that distance can become painful. Recent workplace research, some of which is my own, even suggests that our growing use of AI may be creating a complicated trade-off. Technology can make work easier and it can reduce certain burdens. Workday found that 1 in 5 Gen Z employees reported feeling lonelier at work since using AI. Think about it. We're becoming more connected technologically while risking greater disconnection relationally. We can send a message across the world in seconds, but struggle to tell the person beside us what hurts. We have hundreds of contacts, but sometimes nobody we feel comfortable calling. We are reachable, but are we known? We are visible, but are we seen? Connection is not the same thing as contact. That would preach all by itself. As a scholar who has studied sense of belonging for years, I describe belonging as the experience of feeling accepted, valued, included, and respected in a particular setting. Belonging tells you there's a place for me, a place where my presence matters, and my absence would be noticed. I don't get erased. I have to be connected. And from my research, teaching, leadership, ministry, and lived experience, I believe 4 conditions are especially important. First, people need to have recognition. And that's important. It means somebody recognizing your humanity, your effort, your growth, your pain, your contribution. And there's a difference between being looked at and being seen. Some people know your resume, but don't know your reality. They may know what you've accomplished, but not what it costs you. They applaud your strength, but never ask whether you were tired. They enjoy what you provide, but overlook what you need. And that is one reason accomplished people can become so profoundly lonely. Success attracts attention, but attention does not always produce intimacy. Sometimes people fall in love with your gift and never develop the patience to know the person carrying it. Being celebrated is not the same as being supported. Recognition begins when someone moves beyond what can you do for me and starts to ask, how are you really? It's difficult to feel that you belong in any environment where you are useful but invisible. Second, people need relational consistency. Belonging is not built through one dramatic gesture. It's built through repeated evidence. The person who checks on you again and again. The friend who does not disappear when life becomes complicated or difficult, when life is lifing. The leader whose values remain stable when pressure rises. The community that welcomes you on ordinary days, not only when you are producing or donating or performing. Consistency builds trust because it teaches the nervous system that connection is not about to vanish without warning. Some people are not asking you to fix their entire lives. They're asking whether you will be there tomorrow. And let me say this carefully. A relationship cannot provide security when affection is always being used as a bargaining chip. When love is offered one day and withdrawn the next, people remain physically present while becoming emotionally guarded. And they stop sharing, they stop asking, they stop expecting. Not because they don't care, but because hope has become too expensive. Belonging grows where we care and understand that we are counted on. Third, people need identity safety. Identity safety simply means entering a space without constantly worrying that some important part of who you are, who I am, will be mocked, stereotyped, punished, or merely tolerated. Can I speak in my natural voice? Can I ask a question without being made to feel incompetent? Can I admit that I'm struggling? Can I express disagreement or frustration? Can I bring my culture, my faith, my history, my humanity into the room just the way it is? Or must I perform a smaller, quieter, safer version of myself to stay accepted? You cannot fully belong in a place where you must constantly betray yourself to remain. You might fit in, but fitting in and belonging are not the same thing. Fitting in says study the room and become what it rewards. Belonging says bring your whole authentic self and help make the room bigger, better, and brighter. Fitting in asks you to edit yourself. Belonging gives you permission to expand the room to fit yourself. It doesn't mean you have to grow or receive correction. Authenticity is not an excuse for harmful behavior. It means correction does not require humiliation, and community does not demand erasure. Fourth, people need meaningful contributions. People want to know that they matter. Not merely that they're allowed to attend, not merely that their name appears on the roster. They want to know that something is better because they were there. That's contribution. One of the cruelest forms of loneliness is being present in a group that never makes room for your gifts. You attend the meetings, but no one ever asks what you think. You serve in the organization, but your ideas are ignored. You remain in relationship, but all the emotional space belongs to some other person, some other thing. Presence without participation can feel like exile. That is why healthy communities do more than welcome people through the door. They create pathways for people to contribute, lead, serve, question, create, and grow. Belonging is not just having a seat at the table, it's knowing your voice can influence what gets served. So, what should you do when loneliness shows up? First, name it without shaming yourself. Loneliness is not proof that you are weak, defective, or unlovable. It's information. It may be telling you that you need greater depth, greater honesty, or greater consistency in your relationships. Second, stop measuring connection only by quantity. 5,000 followers cannot replace one trustworthy friend. 10 invitations cannot replace one room where you can finally breathe. Third, practice the belonging you desire. Call somebody. Listen without rushing. Invite the person who is often overlooked into the room. Say the encouraging thing out loud. Be consistent. Create identity safety for yourself and for others. Make room for somebody else's contribution. And sometimes we spend our lives searching for community without realizing that we also possess the power to create it. So don't merely ask, where do I belong? But ask, what kind of belonging follows me into the room? And finally, recognize when a relationship or an environment repeatedly requires you to abandon yourself. Every door you can enter is a place you should stay. Every group that accepts your labor deserves neither your loyalty nor your life. Sometimes healing requires finding a healthier community. You can't always heal in the same place you were hurt. You are not needy because you want to be known. You are not overly sensitive because inconsistency hurts. You are not unreasonable because you want relationships where you can tell the truth. Human beings are wired for connection. We need recognition, consistency, safety, meaningful contribution. We need people who do more than occupy space around us. We need people who help us feel that our lives occupy meaningful space within them. So here's my question for you. Where can you be fully present without pretending? That may be the clearest evidence of where you belong. Complete this sentence in the comments. I feel a sense of belonging when your answer may give someone else language for what they've been missing. Listen, like this video, share it with someone who may be feeling alone, and subscribe to this channel for the next Professor's Podium. Until next time, remember, being surrounded is not the same as being supported. Being included is not the same as being known. And being alone does not mean you are unworthy of love. You deserve relationships and communities where your presence is not merely permitted, but valued.